3,
Bruh.
2, 1. Wait, no, we did that wrong.
Arigato.
Man, that gong sound effect doesn't work anyway.
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Go Hunt, the hunting podcast brought to you by Long Nights and Impossible Odds. Tonight, we have Sam Alexander, powered by the powder of your mom's love. Vince H., Return of the Lorax. Dave Packard, Cabela's Deer Hunt 2004 in real life. And standing in my field of fucks to give, behold, it is Baron. I'm Mike Gonsalves. Tonight, around the campfire, big bucks and not ducks. That's not accurate at all.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure that hasn't been accurate for like 3 weeks.
That's from when we
bucks
had Lou
and
on.
big
Bucks and
I
no
don't know.
fucks. Anyway,
You know the Triton V8's like one of the worst motors ever made, right?
I'm
Easy.
aware.
You're gonna trigger Sam.
No, because mine's still sitting there with a spark. Well, no, I did screw the spark plug back in, and then when I went to go, start it up again, the fuel pump was dead, and that's where I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
isn't that the one that launched a spark plug into orbit?
That's what I just said. I screwed a new spark plug into it, so I fixed that problem, and then it had a dead freaking fuel pump, which in that one is drop the tank and replace. And I was just like, you know what? Nope.
I will do this for you. You know this.
What's in rush?
You
I will
just
do
have
it
to
too.
get it to me.
I will do it too eventually. Probably not. I just need to put that thing on Facebook Marketplace and let
Is
one of the redneck. We'll let the chop shop down the street buy it.
Is it generally downhill? Because you could just roll it
I mean,
like all the way to Dave.
it is like 2,000 foot difference, but over 250 miles.
So get a running start at it.
If the tires are all flat, it's not going to run.
Flintstones that bitch all the way there.
Yeah,
You
and
gotta
then
have the sound effects too. Dave, do you got that one? Like,
No,
you know, the
I
twinkle
have.
toes when he goes bowling.
No, I got this one.
That's
so this is what I meant to start the whole show off with. But it turns out if you pause the sound effect, it doesn't restart it. It just pauses it halfway through.
Mhm.
so you go. Bwonk.
So then it just got half of a gong. I was like, well, damn it. That just ruined the whole joke.
That's the gong in the museum that somebody accidentally gongs, and then the old lady comes by and she puts her hand on it to silence it and just glares at you.
To be fair,
And you
This-
just say gonked on it.
Mike, is this a life experience for you? This sounds like a real, like you have a little bit of did you gong the gong?
I've got a little gong in my Salvis. Yes.
Oh. See, the only thing that happened to me in a museum is my brother stuck his head under a canoe at the what's freaking history? What one of the museums in Denver? My brother stuck his head under a canoe to look, and then the security person followed us around for the rest of the time we were there.
You wanted to see what was under the canoe?
Well, yeah,
Did
why
he-
not?
upskirt a boat.
did
Now
he,
that you mention it,
did he
yeah.
discreetly take a picture like this? Oh.
That's some weed shit right there.
yeah, that's some weeb shit right there.
Did you? Oh, I'll let you in on some weeb shit.
Oh no.
All phones sold in Japan, at least while we were there, you could not turn the shutter noise off. Anytime you took a picture, it made the shutter noise. And it was for that exact reason, because there were fucking dudes peeping girls' skirts and taking sly pictures, and the girls got pissed off and like made complaints. And so now all the phones in Japan have a shutter noise.
It seems like something easily defeatable. Also,
We should have nuked that place harder.
yeah, right. What a piece of shit.
Every time you open your mouth about Japan, it's like, fuck, 2 wasn't enough.
Like when Nagasaki tried to set the world record for the world's largest firework, and we're all like,
Wait a minute.
they already won that one.
You're well behind by several kilotons.
Well played.
So here's what we do. We let the Chinese invade Japan, wear themselves out on Japan, and then they'll be easier to beat. Big things.
Is that what we're doing with Russia and Ukraine right now?
Big
letting Russia
things.
wear themselves out.
I should be a politician. Vote for me if you want to live.
I mean, that's basically what we did to the Ruskies during World War II. Like, yeah, we need another year before we try and cross the channel. Well, you keep having fun over there. While they're just sending wave after wave of conscript with, the dead guys Nagant.
Or Dan twos.
What?
What?
He said
Sorry,
it
that's
was
inside.
twos.
That's inside baseball right now.
Okay. Whatever.
He's still obsessed. He won't stop. Don't let him get started.
I'm not even listening.
I know what you're talking about when they sent wave after wave of dudes to clear the minefield so the tanks could get through. Well, there's multiple points in which they sent wave after wave of dudes into meat grinders.
So, Dave, you hunt anything this week?
I actually do, but I'm not going to be long, so I'll touch on it some.
Oh, Mr. Jeff, hang on, wait. Mr. Jeff 9mm in the chat said a question my stand of the Second Amendment. What's my stand of the Second Amendment? Guns for me, not for thee.
He's literally standing on the Second
You don't
Amendment,
want to vote me
like,
as
on the
president.
Constitution.
Do you know how dictatorial I am? These three can tell you how much of a little Napoleon I can be.
He's a massive dick for
Dick
such a
to
cool guy.
something.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, my late season deer opened yesterday. So
Ooh.
been fiddle fucking around, which is a Monday, which is a day that I have to work. So I am
Ooh.
to the time constraints of early fucking mornings. And my early morning yesterday was like, fuck yeah, get up early, get everything ready, be ready to fucking go. And like sun up should be like, I don't know, 5:15, something like that. It ought to be fucking great. Fuck no. Sun up 7 yesterday. So I was up at 4 to sit around my house and drink coffee for an hour and a half. And I'm like, bro,
About the time change.
every 15 minutes I'm looking at the curtain like, yeah, it's way too fucking dark to be moving right now.
Why didn't you just look at your phone and ask the weather people when the sunup will be?
Because I didn't want to do that yet. I was drinking my coffee.
That's the thing.
And
That's what I do the night before I set my alarm.
that's because you're old. But anyway, so it finally gets light enough to where I can actually start like traversing before I go to work and tootling along. And there's one fucking bridge on my road that's 12 miles long. And I cross this bridge and I know there's deer in there because it's a deep creek and deer run through there all the time. So like I'm taking my time and I'm looking and everything. This is before shooting light. And I'm looking. I don't really see anything. So I just creep up along the bridge. And as soon as I hit the bridge, I look down and there's a fucking deer, a buck, like a 3x4 buck. I'm like, hey, you're legal. And it's legal because it's shooting time now. Well, he walks under the bridge while I drive over the top of him. And then I stop, and then he comes out on the other side, and he's kind of milling around. And they're mule deer; they're not skittish at all. So, watch him for a little bit, take a video, send it to you guys. I was like, "Hey, there's a deer here." A fucking high point range. I shit you not, 20 yards, and I'm in my car. Well, my mommy missile, my Yukon, and I'm like, well. That's pretty neat. So fiddle fucked around there for a little bit, drove around. I was like, well, I guess I got to go to work now. So I didn't shoot him, but
Oh, Mike died.
he did. Then last night after work, I had to pick my kids up from school, so we went hunting, and we drove around and we saw 6 does. Well, I guess it'd be 3 does and 3 fawns because every doe had a fawn. I'm like, well, that's good information for when I have my daughter with me who has the fucking doe
Hey,
tag.
Fawns are made of meat. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
true.
just saying. But
Vince is like, I can eat that.
And it's probably pretty tasty.
Once you get the skin off, no more spots. Problem solved.
no, so these aren't like spotted fawns. These are small does.
I hope you enjoyed your 6 months to live. Bang.
But anyway,
Oh, sweet
So-
summer child.
saw 6 does
Kaboom.
last
Oh,
night.
sweet summer child, thou art so tender.
Didn't see any bucks. And this morning I was gonna wake up bright and early, just like I did yesterday. And I woke up and it was 6:30. I'm like, oh, this is shooting light right now. Fuck. So that didn't happen. But tonight we went out after I picked my kids up from school, and we saw a fucking assload of whitetail deer, which is less common for my area. Mainly is muleys. You'll see the occasional whitetail. Fuck no. Saw 7 of them fucking bitches today.
This is a random question. Can those things interbreed?
Yes, they can.
And what do you get on the other side? What is the equivalent of a mule in the deer world?
A mule deer.
As far as I know,
Muletail
There's-
deer?
as far as I know, the offspring is completely like viable. They can go on and have more offspring. A lot of times, so if you see a whitetail, especially if you're near where their ranges overlap, if they do, they'll have like forks on their G2s and G3s like a
Mhm.
mule deer, but
Yeah.
they'll have
Yeah.
brow tines like a whitetail. I've seen some around here because so mule deer harvest east of I-35 in Oklahoma is actually prohibited, and harvest of mule deer does is completely prohibited. So you can harvest mule deer west of I-35 in Oklahoma. But that just means that we're 60 miles from the line where you can harvest them. So we're not too far away. So you get some of that overlap in genetics, but if you have good populations of both, they tend to not interbreed. But if you
So-
have like, if you got a doe and estrus, and there's no whitetails around, and there is a muley around, and he's like, here we go.
Mhm.
It's like it's not like he's going to pass it up. But if you have a good population of whitetails and a good population of muleys,
They'll
they
keep
stick to
themselves.
themselves.
Okay.
So I saw a deer today. It was a muley, which like fucking a half mile from my house. It was a 2.5-year-old 4-corn muley. He had an antler broke off, but he's chasing whitetail does, and there's a little 4-corn whitetail buck that's in the same fucking field, and they're just kind of milling about and everything. It's really funny to watch the whitetail because as soon as they see something, they flip fucking shit and take off. Muleys are like, oh, okay, and then just go about their business. Which my kid, he was with me, my youngest, and he got a bunch of pictures of the muley because muley just didn't fucking care. Whitetails, though, they were fucking outie 5,000. But I think I saw tonight, we saw probably 7 whitetail bucks, and then 4 whitetail does. But they're all tiny. I mean, literal spikes, or that little 4-corn that I saw. He might have been a 3x3, but he was a tiny 3x3.
Get your fat ass back here.
Guess who? But anyway, so that's my deer adventures thus far. I got 10 days left on my tag, so I'm hunting every day except tomorrow because I got to be an actual plow guy. But
Yeah, a little bit of snow coming in.
Aw.
Mhm.
Do you say
Yeah,
you have
this-
a
Go ahead.
you have a buck tag and your daughter has a doe tag?
Correct.
Is that either of the deer species
Yes,
you
either.
have? Okay.
In Colorado, we only specify whitetail only, versus
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
the deer tag is just a deer that is a hoofed animal that is not an elk or moose or sheep or antelope. But or horse.
Yeah, you don't get a free deer, I guess.
You don't
No.
get a free
Unless
deal.
it's on the side of the road.
Ooh.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's a free deer on the side of the road if somebody else hit it. If you hit it, it becomes less free.
Yeah. Like when
You
when
almost
that
have to
lady
spin
plowed
your
the
tag.
deer like right in front of me in Palmer Lake, and I was too exhausted to even.
And then
And then I
damn
told you
cop
about
took
it, and you went back, and the stupid cop took it.
I still, to this day, am convinced that a cop took it because there was that one black, nitrile rubber glove on the road, and the only people I see who wear those black gloves are cops.
Cops.
The
I wear
only
them
people
now,
I've
but only
ever
when I'm working on
seen.
cars because they're good for the they're good for not ripping when you touch
So it was you.
sharper shit.
Or-
I wish. Trust
Or nurses that want to flex.
me. Ooh,
I don't think it was a nurse.
nothing
anyway.
personal.
But so, yeah, got that going on.
Uh,
Yeah, proceed, Vince.
I think I'll launch into my deer stories for this past week. So it started off. So I left last week talking about my son's plan for Thanksgiving, and what we were going to do to go hunt whitetails up at the other property. And we did so. Got up in the morning and went up there, sat in the blind. I had the rifle, he had the crossbow, and at a little bit before, or maybe a little bit after sunup, we see movement over to our right, and I'm like, oh, and we're both hearing it. We're both hearing it before it gets there, and like I see it, and then it disappears for a little bit. I'm like, whatever it was, I mean, it was a deer, but I don't know what happened to it. And then some of my son's like, it's right there, Dad, it's right there. And I'm like, I don't see it. And he's like, it's right there. I'm like, it's out in the open. I'm like, it is not. And then I finally see the back moving through the grass, and it was like the smallest deer I have ever seen, actually, while out hunting. And I'm not going off on a tangent here. Like, I would shoot that deer if it was the first deer I had seen with a gun in my hand. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not shooting that deer. He's like, what? Dad, shoot the deer. I'm like, no, I'm not going to shoot the deer. He's like, then let me shoot the deer. I'm like, you're over there with the crossbow. I'm over here with the rifle. It's too far away for the crossbow. We're not shooting the deer. And he's like mad, and he's still badgering me about it. I'm like, okay, here, get over here on the gun, and if it comes out over down there, then you can shoot it if you really want to. It never came out, thank goodness, because it was obscured by the grass so much that you could not see it. And most whitetail does stand about 2.5 feet at the shoulder. Most whitetail bucks stand about 3 feet, or between 36 and 40 inches. And this deer was short enough that like the relatively low grass, it could not have stood more than 2 feet maybe at the shoulder. And I was like, that was a small deer. I'm glad I did not shoot that deer. Didn't shoot that deer. Nothing else came out.
Was it
Oh,
a
wow.
dick?
You didn't shoot the Deek Deek?
It was about that long, maybe a little bit taller. That's one of the tiny 10 in Africa, the Deek Deek. Yeah. I think
Tiny
that's the
10.
smallest deer species on the planet. No, wait. Isn't there a mouse that's actually a deer?
I
thought
think
that was
so.
it.
What?
I think there is.
Okay. Anyway, so that was our Thanksgiving morning. We went out that evening behind the house, didn't see anything. But we did cook up some deer steak on Thanksgiving Day because we didn't have anywhere to be. We had already taken care of one family Thanksgiving, and we were having another one the next day. So we just had fried deer meat that night, which was excellent. And then Friday, so I had to go to work, and I get home, and my wife's like, Casey the son wants to tell you a story, and I was like, okay, what's this story about a deer? Because I heard that he saw a deer behind the house. I'm like, oh, that's nice. He saw a doe. And then there was more to the story. So my son's back behind the house doing the whole trying to find a squirrel thing. And he's down in the woods like he's kind of, sort of not supposed to be. And he he had seen a deer earlier. He had seen a doe run by, and he ran up to the house to tell his mom, and then he went back down into the woods. Well, he's sitting there waiting for a squirrel, and he looks up and he sees movement. And he sees a deer's head bobbing up and down, like looking around. And he realizes that's a doe. There's a doe creeping through back here. And Dad's going to be mad if I spook the deer out of these woods. So he lays down flat on his stomach in a small divot in the ground, and this doe walks 10 feet from him through the woods. And he's just sitting there like motionless. So he doesn't spook the deer. And he waits for the deer to get about 30 yards away so that he can try and sneak away. And he's thinking about getting up. He looks up, sees that she's moving away, and hears something from the direction she came from. Looks that way, and there's a big old 8-point that's following her. And he's like, okay, I'm going to lay back down. And so he lays back down. 8-point wanders by following that doe. And he's like, okay, maybe it's clear now. And then he hears something else. And there's another 8-point following that one. And so he's just laying on the ground. And at that point, he's like, I'm just laying here. There's these big old animals around, and all I've got's a BB gun. That one wandered by him, never saw him, didn't get spooked. He said he waited for it to get about 30 yards away, and then he got up and like booked it back up to the house. And then I got to hear about it all, that evening. But of course, I got home way after sundown, so there's no chance of going out there. But
can I just say, like, the mental state that he had to be in to be able to, one, figure out what the fuck to do, and then two, actually do it and stay with it. That fantastic.
Yeah, I know.
How old is he?
He's
10?
He's almost 11.
Almost 11. Yeah. That's fucking insane.
Well, because I the one thing that I've kind of pounded into his head is the best camouflage is sitting still and shutting up. And, if he's not wearing all his camo, but he generally has like green on of some kind. So he's just laying on the ground and being still. And as long as you're not like bathing in doe estrus, you'll probably be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, that's awesome.
Anyway.
I did look it up. There is a mouse deer. It's called the chevrotain. There are 2 species. One lives there's 10 actually, but one lives in Southeast Asia and the other lives in Africa. And there's a link in the show in the chat.
Awesome.
So continue, Vince.
The fringes of my memory turn up a pearl every now and then.
They get like 10 to 15 pounds.
I'd eat that. The next day, I'm at work and I get another picture, and I sent this one to you guys of the boy who went and somehow killed another squirrel with the BB gun. And this is it can shoot pellets, but at that point he's just got BBs. He's just out there with 17 caliber BBs killing squirrels. And so that's on the menu. I think we're having squirrel dumplings here in a couple of days. And
yeah, Dr. Scary Guy real quick wants to know what happens if you're covered in doe estrus.
Oh,
Sir, you don't want to know.
Yeah. Actually, what's worse? If you decide I'm going to use buck pea as a cover scent. No, sir. Do not do that. Not during the rut. That's a bad idea. Especially if you're hunting from the ground. Because if you smell like one, the deer are going to believe that you are one, and suddenly you're a threat. And now, not like a threat like that you're going to eat them, a threat like they need to run you out of the area. And
he's coming right for us.
Hey, look at me! Look at me! I'm here now.
I think that is a huge difference between like Western hunting and Midwest hunting is the actual use of piss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it actually has a use around here. Like you need a cover scent sometimes.
Yeah.
And then
Nobody says piss like Dave.
Piss.
It's like that meme, like Malfoy
Yes.
getting ready to say Potter, just like
Potter.
yeah.
Polta.
Yeah, that's what you get when you get like that heavy cover. You'll get into places where you just have deer all around you, and it's like heart pounding because they don't know you're there yet, and you're just sitting there waiting for something to happen. It's been a while since I've been in like at that position, but it's a fun place to be. And I know I wish that he could have been down there hunting deer at that exact moment because that would have been a great story too. But
Mhm.
so you got the squirrel on Saturday, saw the deer on Friday, we saw the small deer on Thursday. Come to Sunday, we went out in the morning, and it's the coldest it's been all this season. Wind chills in the teens. We actually sat out there for an hour and a half. We saw a couple of deer jump the fence and run off away from us, and the boy claims to have seen a deer milling around on the other side of the fence that I never saw. So take that for what it's worth. Little 10, 11-year-old eyes like, Dad, there's a deer. I'm like, there is not a deer over there. Quit it. But we got done with that. We went to church. We got passed by a flatbed truck piled with deer hides. Pulling a flatbed trailer with half as many deer hides again piled on the back of it. And I'm just hoping they were going to a tannery and not the city dump. It was obviously a deer processor that had been gathering those up for a little bit over the season and was just, I hope they tan them and do something with them, but I don't know if they can or not.
He didn't know where to hide them.
Please stop.
I will never.
No.
Make it end.
Anyway, going into the afternoon, my wife keeps asking me, like, are we going straight home? We're going straight home, right? Are we going straight home? Like, why are you bothering me about this? Like, I don't know if we're going straight home. Like, why are we going straight home? And eventually she finally tells me, like, well, because we've seen deer behind the house. I thought you would want to go out hunting. We've seen them like right after lunch out there a few times. I'm like, okay, it makes more sense now why you're asking if I want to go straight home rather than like go get groceries or get something to eat or something like that. It was like, okay, we'll go grab us something to eat and then we'll go home and we'll go hunting out back. And so all the kids declare that they want to go sit out back with me while I'm hunting. And I'm like, I don't like, y'all just decide. Y'all decide amongst yourselves who's going to go out there. And so my daughter, the second oldest, gets the nod. So she's like, she's going to go out there with me. I'm like, okay, great. She goes out there with me. I just had the rifle because why not? I've got both my buck tags already, and I can get a couple of does with the rifle. So I'll just take the rifle out there, and we'll sit there and see if anything shows up all afternoon. And when she gets tired, she can leave, and my son can come out with the crossbow and sit there with me. So I think we get out there at about 1:30, 1:45 in the afternoon, somewhere around there. And she is just bored out of her mind. She is so bored. She's like fidgeting, trying to mess with stuff, making noise, like trying to give her, directing her, like, you can't do this. You got to sit still. You can't take your feet and rub them up and down on the stand because that makes a noise like a violin in the woods. And she's like, darling, baby, are you bored? She's like, yeah, I'm bored. I'm like, okay, well, we'll just sit here for a little while longer. And it's not too long after that, then I start hearing stuff off to my left. I'm like, ooh, here we go. Something might happen. And they're being really, really timid. And I'm like, okay, does do that. Bucks will just come through. Like some will pick and choose their way through, but does will stop the look. They'll stop the look. They'll stop the look. And I'm looking over there, and I'm like, okay, there's at least 2 does over here to my left. And one starts working its way through, and I think I moved my head too quick because she looked up straight at us, and I'm like, got to be very still. And I turn to my daughter, and I go, look down. so that her face isn't just standing there blaring in the sunlight, little white face. And she looks down. I was like, okay. And I see this doe, and she keeps coming in. I'm trying to get a look at her and the one behind her. I'm like, and she comes through, but she doesn't go straight into the kill zone. She starts wandering back. I'm like, I think I want the second one. And then the second one steps out where I can see her, and I'm like, no, I want the first one. And so my heart's pounded too. Like I'm excited. Like these deer stepped out, and I'm as pumped as could be. And the first doe wandered out and then finally stepped into my shooting lane at about 50 yards. And I dropped the hammer on her, and she goes straight down. Just dropped in the spot. I'm like, yes. And I look over at my daughter, and she is still looking straight at the ground. Granted, it's been about a minute and a half. I'm like, baby, did you see that? She's like, no. You told me to look down. I'm like, that is exactly what I said. And you followed those instructions. That's very good. And then I explained, I kind of meant like, don't look directly down the ground, but just like you use the brim of your hat so that, your face is obscured, and you can peek, and you can look back down, and you can peek. Like you can watch, just don't look straight at the deer. And she's like, okay.
We all
And
know
like-
when we're being watched, especially hard watched. Like,
Yeah, like the craziest thing isn't like that. It's not that they're surveillance does, but it's that the government like manages to switch them out before I get down there to them to meet animals. So like they switch the drones out with actual animals. It's really disturbing. Anyway, so we're sitting there in the stand. I'm like, she didn't get to see me shoot this one, but she's right here. So we start talking about it. I get my phone out, and I'm like showing her on the camera, like pointing out where the deer is. And she's like, where'd it go? I'm like, well, like, I don't know. Where did it go? And I'm like playing with her about it. We're talking about it. And the second doe had jumped back off to the left and was looking around for the other one, jumped the fence on the other side of the property, ran through the field all the way to the right, like ran off. And like I see her going, like, okay, that's expected. But there's something I've learned about does, and they're very social creatures with each other. So we're sitting there in the stand, and it's probably been 10 minutes. We're just talking about the deer, and I'm telling her what happened and explaining everything. And I'm like, I'm sorry you didn't get to see me shoot it. And she's like, it's okay. And I hear something off to the right. And I look up and I see movement. And I'm like, hey, baby girl, how about a double? She's like, what? And I look over, and here's this doe picking her way through the woods looking for her friend that was going that same way, but hadn't gotten there yet. So she was picking her way back through the woods looking for the other doe. And I'm like, stay still. And I didn't tell her to look down. She just stayed still, and she got to watch this time. And finally, when the deer came out into a spot where I could get a good shot on her, I dropped the hammer on her too. She ran about 20 yards, piled up, kicked a couple of times, and that was it. So within the span of 10 minutes, I got 2 does with the 308 with the GT30 rifle.
Two for
And-
McDoofer.
What's that?
This fucking guy.
I said
Yeah.
two for McDoofer.
Yeah.
Also, I agree with Dave.
yeah.
Asshole.
This me. Yeah.
Okay, so how many deer have you brought into your house this year?
5 so far.
Oh, okay.
All of them right there behind my house. All of them were just wandering through that travel corridor behind my house.
No shit.
All of them. And also there's 2 bucks, and skipping ahead a little bit, while we were out there looking at these 2 deer, another doe jumped out into the field behind, past my property, and then milled around for a while, looked around, ran off up the hill the other direction for a ways. And so there was another doe too that was kind of tagging along with these. we get down, and I'm like, I'm certain my son has heard something, so I just take off my hat with the blaze orange and I just wave it in the air a little bit, and so he comes running out of the house because I know he's watching, and gets down there and like, come on, buddy, I'm gonna show you my deer. I had texted his mom like double doe. That's all I said,
Mhm.
and they had the same thought that Dave did because they only heard one shot, and they're like,
Oh, yeah.
did you punch 2 doe tags with one shot? Because that's possible, not recommended, but possible. But no, they didn't hear the first shot, so they're just using the suppressed rifle. They just missed that one because they were busy doing other things. Someone yelled at the exact moment I shot, anything like that, like they missed it. So they came down there. I dragged the one doe over with the other, took some pictures, let everyone take a look at it. That's when the other doe was out milling around, and they got to like watch that run around out there. My wife came out. My 5-year-old son, he came out there. We got a couple pictures with the deer and all that stuff. But so now we gotta gut him out and drag him out of the woods. And the post-mortem on them, I'll just say the first shot on the deer that dropped, I hit her right in the heart. Unfortunately, because I like to eat those, but it broke the offside shoulder or the offside leg bone, not the shoulder blade, but the bone just below it. It broke that on the way out. So it exited, broke that leg, and she just didn't go anywhere. Destroyed about half the heart, and it was gone. The second doe, I made what I call a perfect shot on because I just cut the plumbing off the top of her heart.
I love doing that.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
best.
Like, oh, neat. I don't have to do anything special. The heart's just floating around in the chest cavity. I could just pluck it out and put it in a bag and take it back up to the house. But that's also why she ran a little bit further. Pretty pleased with that performance as well with still using the 150 grain Federal Fusion.
I'm very intrigued as to what it is that a base of the heart shot versus the actual heart. Like I keep hearing so many times you get hit in the actual heart, it just drops them right where they stand versus hitting them in the base of the heart. They have to bleed out through their aorta. Every single animal I've shot through the base of the heart has run 20, 30 yards before they keeled over.
So the half of the heart I hit was kind of the front half with the first one. And there's also a bundle of nerves near the front of the heart that if you hit that, it will just drop the deer immediately.
That makes sense.
So if you hit just like the front of the heart there, it will just poop, down they go.
It's like a shock to their nerves and they just
Yeah, it's like the whole like Vulcan neck pinch thing, like Spock
and before they
just
can
reached-
get up, they bleed out.
Yeah.
Human heart shot pinch thing.
Yeah,
I hear you. All right.
like you could pinch my shoulder, but we invented a bullet for that.
So you happy with the 308 still?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased with the fiber dot scope on it too. That one's like I like that combo. Like that. I like that combo. That is a nice combo.
For the area that you're hunting in, I don't think I would change anything from your setup.
If I had to go to a spot where I had shots out to maybe 400, 500, the only thing I would change would be the projectile. I'd use a different projectile that opened better at longer ranges and had a better ballistic coefficient. That's the only thing I would change. Yeah. And I'd be fine using that projectile at closer range too, because you're dealing with pretty sedate velocities out of a 16-inch 308. Got the deer gutted out. My oldest dragged the first doe up to the house while I was gutting out the second one. Took the liver, gave the liver to the dogs. I'm sorry, Dave. I haven't cooked deer liver yet in a way that I like. So at this point, I just give that nice meaty portion to the puppies.
So the way that I like deer liver the most, and this will be quick, just like quick toss some flour, like seasoned flour, and then you sear it real quick, like thin strips, like maybe half-inch thick, maybe half-inch
Okay.
thin strips, but like a steak,
Uh-huh.
just half-inch thick, thin coat of seasoned flour, hot pan, get it cooked through, and then have it with biscuits and gravy.
I think I'm overcooking it.
Phenomenal. So yeah, you cook it like you would like a normal steak, like medium rare. Just it doesn't take very long at all. You overcook it and you will really intensify the liver taste versus like
It
what
also
liver
turns
could
into
be.
like a rubber chew toy.
Yes. So mine, I just cut with a fork.
Goodness.
Yeah. Mhm.
I might have to try that again if I get another chance. But these went to the dogs because the dogs
Yeah.
they're good puppies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was 2:15 and 2:25 were the times of actually shooting the deer, and I had both deer in a cooler by 5 o'clock. So wasn't a too big of an afternoon. But
Nice.
That's awesome.
they're in the cooler now. Got to process those. Got to figure out where they're going to go because we're pretty low on freezer space. We have been canning some venison, and I think we're going to can a lot of this venison because I realized that we can just pre-cut and season fajita meat and can it so it's fully cooked inside the jar, and then you just drain off the liquid, toss the meat in a hot skillet, sear it, and bada bing, fajitas.
Fajitas.
We had actually, so my wife, I cut those up, seasoned them. She canned them from my son's buck. And we had those actually last night and tonight. And they were really good. They were
Nice.
very tender. And I think we're going to be utilizing a lot of that because it was either can the venison or buy a bigger deep freeze.
Mm.
Like,
First world problems.
Yeah, I think I'll buy jars.
Right.
So, let's see. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else about this whole story that I forgot. Looking at my show notes. Nope, that's about it. We've canned some. We've gotten into canning the deer meat, which you need a pressure canner for, just to make. I don't know why. I've heard that the Amish locally, they water bath can everything,
Mm-hmm.
including meat. Though if you ask the FDA, they say you have to pressure can meat. I don't know why. I mean, I know it's that it helps prevent botulism, but I don't know why the pressure canner is a better tool for that. But I'm also not the one doing the pressure canning. I do other things around that particular act. That's my wife who does the canning of things.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever pressure canned anything. It's just been water bath.
Oh, look, there she
Mhm.
is. She says the pressure canner gets hotter.
Oh, good enough.
Okay.
It do get hotter. It do kill all the germs. I mean, botulism's not a it's a fairly rare occurrence, but it's also a bitch. So personally,
Yeah.
I would pressure can that shit and just call it a day.
Well, and we could borrow one from her sister, so it wasn't like we had to go buy a pressure canner.
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll just pressure can them.
Have you freeze dried any fajita meat?
No, we did freeze dried pulled pork once.
How'd that go?
It was good. I ate some. I've eaten some of it. It's pretty good. It seemed like it worked pretty well. You do extra dry time with the freeze dryer when you do meat, just to make sure you get all that moisture out of there, especially if it's something that's got a high fat content.
How do they freeze dry those ice cream sandwiches without the ice cream melting?
They're frozen. What do you mean?
Like, how long does it take to freeze dry?
Well, they start off frozen, and then you put it in the freeze dryer, and then it's frozen, and then it freezes, and then it dries, and then bada bing.
The freeze dryer is cold,
Yes.
very cold. It's in the name.
So it uses, I don't know exactly, it utilizes negative pressure at a very low temperature in order to just like pull all of the moisture out of it, so that you have basically liquid at a very low temperature that is normally freezing but is not because of the negative pressure. I don't know.
It uses a vacuum to lower the pressure inside. So at a lower pressure, the frozen water is going to turn. It skips. Basically, the frozen water is going to turn into a gas.
Okay. Yeah.
And
yeah,
it just evaporates
There you
out
go.
of the food. Problem solved. I'm not a fucking. How does that actually work? No fucking clue. But it has something to do with you lower the pressure, and the frozen like the water that would freeze and then turns into a gas, and off it goes.
It's magic.
Is there a
Stick your
trap?
head in it. You stick your head in it, and it's fine.
Is there a trap where you can get some like delicious jerky tea from? That's all just all the liquid.
From what?
From
From
freeze
canning?
drying the meat.
Freeze drying
Like,
stuff.
can you drink the meat juice? Is what he's asking.
Oh no, the liquid that comes out does not take anything out of it when you freeze dry. Everything
fine.
stays in it, which is why it's so.
No, he wants to drink the liquid. Where can we get the liquid? Is what he's asking.
I
It's-
think that
it's
I might be
not-
the wrong way.
It's
I
like
might be
water.
roasting instead of freeze drying.
It's free. It's refrigerator ice water is basically
Dave.
what you're getting.
Dave, you're thinking of drippings,
Yes.
gravy.
Now,
Free-
when you
Dave wants
do
the
the
freeze drippings.
when you do
Mhm.
the pressure canning with the venison, it does. All you do is you shove the meat in the jar, and then you put it in the pressure canner. When it comes out, it's got gravy in it too. Like it pulls all of the moisture out of the stuff, and so you got these nice drippings. And there's just enough of the drippings in one jar to make a half a cup of fried rice. So you use the drippings to make your Mexican rice to go along with your fajitas.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Is gravy just meat tea?
Yes. Meat
Meat.
tea, but also with very, very, very liquid biscuit to make it.
So it's meat
Thicker.
tea that you dissolved your biscuits into.
Yes. But in a
Dude.
order that might surprise you.
I think we just unlocked like a new level of human understanding.
Listen, understanding is realizing that like everything is usually just some form of flour. Like you make cheese
That's
sauce
fair.
the same way you make gravy.
This is like one of those
Yep.
moments in your life that's similar to when you realize Taco Bell uses the same 5 ingredients for every single thing. And
yeah.
nothing's going to be the same ever again.
Well, it's like you got gravy, which is just flour and milk, and then you got the breaded meat, which is just the breadings, flour, and
Milk.
you got milk, and then you're
It's all just flour, milk, and eggs.
you're over here with your ice cream sandwich, and that's just flour and milk. It's like, how many different ways can we do this? And that's how it happened. Like some woman in a kitchen one day was like, how many different ways can we do this? How can I make this different today?
It turns
when
out a
you
lot.
have 3 ingredients. And yes, turns out, chicken and dumplings, just flour and
Yep.
milk.
Yep,
Wait,
no
flour,
shit.
milk, and some kind of meat. We're gonna have squirrel dumplings soon. It's gonna be flour, milk, and squirrel. and it's going to taste totally different than some other flour and milk combination with some kind of protein.
But it's just flour and milk.
Spaghetti and meatballs, flour and milk.
With extra steps.
First,
What-
you have to wet the dry and then dry the wets and then wet the dry and dry the wet. I don't really understand how pasta works, but yeah.
But then you're gonna freeze dry it, so you gotta boil it, get it wet, and then freeze dry it to make it dry.
And then boil it to get it wet again.
Yes.
Oh, and then going back to the deep fried, like the chicken fried deer meat I had on Thanksgiving. Like then at the end of it, you take the egg wash and you mix it with your flour, and then it's all wet, and then you take that and you make it into a dough and you throw it in the oil and you make biscuits out of it. So then you just take all the stuff and you've got a different thing that's completely different, but it's still made out of the same things.
We're gonna get a Nobel Peace Prize for this.
God, I hope not.
I hope so. It comes with a payday.
Just-
There's money involved there, sir.
Does it come with
I-
the dynamite?
I realize this. Like, we can buy dynamite after we win. I don't want to win
Can
the
you-
Nobel Peace Prize
I would
for
like my-
breaking down
my Nobel-
ingredients.
I'd win it for anything. There's prize money involved, sir.
I'd
That
like
just
my
means you're a
Nobel
sellout
Peace
whore.
Prize to be paid in dynamite.
It's not a sellout whore if you did it through an achievement. You're a sellout whore if they give it to you.
You're a sellout
you're
whore
doing
if you do
nothing.
the achievement for nothing more than the money.
No, because you still had to work for it. You're a sellout if you don't have to work for it because they just came along and bought you for nothing.
I disagree. I think a sellout is when you do a thing that you like doing and then somebody comes along and says, I'll give you a lot of money for this, but there are extreme stipulations, but you get a lot of money. And you go,
But there's
yeah,
no
I want a lot of
stipulation.
money.
You just won the prize and that's it. They don't own you after that.
The stipulation
"Hey,
is
look
you
what's
had
on
to
my
do
wall."
a thing and then you had to do
But we
a
already
thing
did
to
the thing.
completion.
The thing
That's
is
what I'm
done now.
But
We've
you're
already discovered the thing,
you're a sellout for doing the thing for the sole reason of making money.
but we didn't do it for money. We
called-
If you
did it.
get if
We
you get
did
no
it.
enjoyment from it,
We got enjoyment from it. We didn't do it for money. We realized after the fact we achieved something. We didn't start off going, "Hey, let's spend 10 minutes talking about the combinations of bread, flour, and milk to win money." We talked about it, then realized we made a massive human achievement. Vince is bored out of his brain right now. We're moving on.
I was just gonna try and put a bow on it. I think we're down to using the crossbow because we don't need any more extra meat at this point. My son still has a buck tag. He can use the crossbow for that. So we're just gonna not shoot a doe if it wanders by. And I think we might still do a little bit of hunting this year with the crossbow. But other than that, I think our deer season is mostly wrapped up.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that you guys are pretty well tagged out.
Tagged
Quote-unquote.
out. We've cleared a third of our available tags. and
One
have no
third.
more. Well, if you take into account like myself, my son, my wife, for regular season tags, we've got 5 deer. I could shoot 6 total for my season, so we're about a third. And that's not counting the holiday antlerless season where we could each shoot 2 more.
oh my god. I wish we lived in an overpopulated deer state.
I don't, because that means people.
If y'all were closer, I'd be like, "Here, have some meat."
Mm-hmm.
I'd be handing you like a whole shoulder, like, "Here, go clean this shoulder so I don't have to."
Mm-hmm.
But y'all are over there and I'm over here, so now I get to
Meet me in Boise City in a few days. Problem solved.
I am not going all the way to Boise City.
Boise City.
Never mind then. Boise City, whatever.
Yeah. Not Boise, Idaho. Boise City.
Look, I'm not. From
Why do you say it
Oklahoma.
with a slur?
Boise City?
Mhm.
Boise City.
Just how you say Boise City.
Well, you also think Buena Vista is Buena Vista, but
That's
if you
because
is.
it is, you son
It
of a
is.
bitch. I will punch you in the fucking face in this computer.
You know
Duh.
what's a really underrated restaurant is Taco Buna.
Right?
I mean, it must not be. Wait, did you say overrated or underrated?
I forget which. I was just trying to
Under.
get Taco Buna.
Oh, it must not be too underrated because they all went out of business up here.
No, that was Taco Juan's.
Nah, different. Anyway,
There's so
Anyway.
many taco joints, and
I-
so many are
I-
like
I-
in business, out of business.
I do
Uber
have one
Eats.
more thing in my notes. A fella by Nate Miller shot an absolute fucking hog of a bear in Butler County, Pennsylvania.
oh, I saw that.
Fucking A. So
Like
they
that motherfucker was a professional trash can raider.
estimated live weight was 717 pounds.
Ooh.
God damn.
Dressed weight was 608. Like a fucking hog. He shot at 800 yards, about a half a mile from his pickup, and it took him 5 hours to drag the thing out. I'm like,
Holy shit.
to me, if something was taking me 5 fucking hours to drag it out, it took him 4 people to roll it over to dress it.
Jesus.
If something took me 5 hours to drag out, I would think that I'd quarter it and then
Yeah, dude.
Fucking pack it from there.
Look, I couldn't. I could have maybe deadlift half of that. Maybe, like drag it out, like doing. Imagine 800 yards worth of double your max deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's 3 inches.
They did have it on a sled, and it was all strapped in, and there was a bunch of them. And then the last 100, 150 yards, the game wardens came in and hooked it to their 4-wheeler and drug it back to their pickup and helped them load it. So there was 7 guys total loading this bear in the back of this pickup.
Imagine having a bear so big the game warden's like, "Hey, y'all need help?"
You right?
Like, yeah.
There's not an official like Boone and Crockett score on it yet, but they're thinking it'll be top 10 for Pennsylvania.
Damn.
I know Boone and Crockett doesn't take into like weight or anything for bears, right? It's just your
Correct.
skull.
It's skull.
I think
However,
there's
there are some states that go off of weight. In Maine, they actually
Oh,
they
you know what I
weigh
didn't-
deer, and that's how big your buck is.
nice.
Is by weight.
You can't quarter that thing. You got to weigh it. Like, yeah, you can weigh like bear that big. Yes, you can weigh the quarters, but nah, you want to keep all the fucking blood and everything else inside to weigh that bitch to see how heavy he is.
I think Sam's right.
That'd be fair, but like for again back to Boone and Crockett, it's skull measurements.
Oh no, I'm not saying just for Boone and Crockett though, but just for the
No,
fact
yeah.
of, like, how big is this bastard? Well, we got to get him back
Mhm.
intact.
Like, you
So
gotta
there we go.
know.
Because I was agreeing with you, thinking like, yeah, just freaking quarter the bastard, call it a day. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
I think I
If
remember
you want to put it on a fish scale,
the heaviest black bear ever recorded was actually, I think, killed in either Pennsylvania or Maine, and it weighed 800 pounds.
848.
848. It was killed with one shot from a Savage 99 chambered in 300 Savage.
So this guy used a Remington 721 and Mike's God's caliber of 30-aught FUD.
I never
Oh,
fucking said
awesome.
it's the God's caliber.
close
just-
enough.
It just does everything, and so there's no reason.
This
to
one
buy
we're
fancy
talking
calibers
about.
that cost a lot.
Mhm.
The one we're talking about, the guy used a Remington 721.
Yes.
Awesome. That is so cool. If anyone
Yeah.
doesn't know, the 721 and 722 were the precursors to the Remington 700. They share a whole lot of similar things. The 721 was the long action. The 722 was the short action. Actually, this rifle right here is actually a Remington 722 that was originally chambered in 300 Savage. It's now got a 308 barrel on it because you can just screw a Remington 700 barrel right onto the thing, and like that's how much is similar to it. But yeah, those are cool rifles.
Mhm. So, congrats to Mr. Miller on your fucking elephant of a bear. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's bigger than a fucking elk. Really.
Oh, I didn't mention this. Like the 2 does that I shot, full adult does, weren't anything big to like write home about. Like nothing super huge.
Mhm.
My son dragged the first one back up to the house, and he's like, "It was easier to drag this one deer than to help you drag any of the bucks that we dealt with earlier." Like, I believe you.
That's fair.
You're like, you should have been here last year.
No, he dragged my buck out of the woods last year.
Your 60-pounder?
No, the
Oh.
the 6-point that I shot on Thanksgiving last year.
Oh, okay.
I was out there because I was harvesting the intestinal casings to try and make sausage, which I still haven't gotten around to. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this. He's like, I'm gonna drag it up to the house. Like, yeah, go for it. And he dragged the deer up to the house. I'm like, oh well, alrighty then.
Good enough. So, yeah. Thought that was a nice little fact for us. Somebody shooting big shit.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Chunk.
Was it a black bear?
Yes.
No, it was a grizzly in Pennsylvania. Yes, it was a fucking black bear.
That's a big old black bear.
Mhm.
Let's see. Well, are we gonna do this?
Are we doing the thing?
I think we're doing the thing.
Like the thing, the thing?
Yes, do it.
Dusky, get your ears on. Nope, wrong one. See, everybody in the chat now says 1, 2, 3. They all love it.
To be fair, it's 2 of them.
That's everybody in the chat.
Yes, it's everybody. Yeah, but Dave, it sounded better my way.
I know you were trying to sell it, but
All right, Mike
I'm
and
waiting for it to finish.
Oh,
dude,
This
it's a
is 3 now.
3-minute song.
It just does that for over and over and over for 3 fucking minutes.
there's another 30 seconds.
Right
the
there is
problem
where
is-
it should end.
It's way too much in the middle here. See, 20 more seconds to go.
Got to give you the old country razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
Dude, it could end like at any point. This is like the end of Lord of the Rings, the 3rd one, whatever it's called.
Dude, have you ever listened
Ends
to
with
any
20-second xylophone solo.
Dwight Yoakam song?
I don't know.
Just, never mind.
He only listens to K-pop anyway.
Gross. Only when they're hunting demons.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So, story I got for us tonight came out of the Yukon. It was written by a guy named David O'Farrell, and he was guiding a hunter. He was guiding a hunter up in the Yukon, and dude walked away. I believe they were bow hunting. The dude walked away, went to glass over some scenery, and they were maybe 60 yards apart. And he hears his hunter call him. He's like, "What?" He called him again, and the dude, David is the guide.
Okay,
David-
good. I was actually about to say we need to put names on these people.
Yes, I realized that as well.
The
David
dude-
is the guide.
dude.
Richard is
Which
the
dude?
hunter.
No, the other dude. What other dude?
The guy who's on first. So Richard calls David's name. David is the guide, remember? And there was something that sent shivers down my spine, and that's in quotes. He says, "I knew he was in trouble, so I jumped up from where I was sitting behind the spotting scope and looked up the ridge. 60 yards away, couldn't see him. Then he hears him call again, and he hears bring a gun. So David grabs his rifle, runs up the hill. Didn't understand the problem at first, and then he finally realized, like, he sees Richard, doesn't understand the problem, and then at Richard's feet, it seems, a grizzly bear rears up on her hind feet, or his. We not sure. So the worst part about this whole thing, yes,
Based on
David
the
had
head
it.
shape, I could read further in here. It looks like a sow because it's more long and narrow.
Okay,
It doesn't quite look. It could be a younger too, but it doesn't quite look fucking beefy enough for a boar. But I'll keep looking.
Okay, fair enough. The bad part about this whole, I mean, the situation was not great to begin with, but it got even worse because when David crests the hill, his hunter Richard is between him and the bear. So he's now worried that he has to pull the trigger to save Richard's life, and he's also worried that Richard might jump the string and jump right into his bullet, which would be that'd be like probably a mercy as opposed to getting mauled by a bear, but he was trying for neither one of those things. There's a thing in the article. It says anybody who's hunted grizzly bears knows what happens even with a good hit. They get pissed off and take their anger out on anything there is. And like with Richard the hunter directly in front of the bear, that seemed also like a no-win situation. So what is taken me way longer to spit out than actually seems like than actual time elapsed. David brings up his rifle, puts his red dot directly in the center of the chest of the bear, and pulls the trigger. I want to point out how awesome it is that he had an aim point red dot on his rifle for this reason.
The picture,
like that dot alone is probably what helped him make that shot. I do believe he says later in the article, I wouldn't have even taken the shot without that dot. But yeah, he pulls the trigger. Bear drops like a rug. And the hunter, Richard, never moved. He just stood there and, watched the whole thing go down 3 feet from him. Obviously, Richard needs to change his brown pants, but he says, yeah, you just saved my life. So what had happened was Richard was glassing the valley below, and he saw movement in his peripheral vision, and just happened to glance over, and poof, this bear shows up like 30 yards away from him. That's when he yelled the author's name the first time, hoping that his voice would scare the bear away. It did not. Instead, it started popping his teeth and moving closer in the aggressive stiff-legged walk there. I mean, he keeps saying his. There weren't any cubs, so I don't know.
I mean, not all sows have cubs, but
right,
doesn't matter.
Right, that's fair.
If it was a boar, it was a very young boar.
How dare you assume that bear's gender?
It identifies as a grizzly.
Does it identify as a rug now?
Yes, it does.
Furniture.
So when the bear starts like aggressively walking towards the hunter, who had absolutely nothing to defend himself with, the hunter said that he considered running, but somehow knew that was going to be a bad idea. So he yelled again, bring a gun. But the bear was so focused on Richard, and Richard was so focused on the bear, neither one of them really seemed to notice that David had showed up with the rifle. But by the time he got there, the bear was literally 3 feet away. It kind of like Brett's story, except,
more
grizzly bear. Yeah, more bear, less cat.
Couple 100 pounds.
Yeah, just a bit.
I like
Um,
Raggle Fraggle's comment. It identifies as your huckleberry. Though in that
No
case,
shit.
I think he identifies as Johnny Ringo.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Play for blood, remember?
Like
I'll
I'm
get
just
with you
kind of
high strung.
I'm kind of blown away by this story. Like, dude's guiding another dude hunting. The hunter separates himself less than 100 yards, almost gets eaten by a bear. Guide saves his ass with a well-placed shot and a red dot on his rifle. So I actually found the paragraph. He says, and I quote, "I practice shooting frequently and know my rifle well, but without my aim point, I wouldn't have attempted that shot. Dark crosshairs on a dark hide would have made a quick, accurate offhand shot very tricky. The red dot is so intuitive, you don't even have to think." Which it makes perfect sense. He would have had a really hard time lining up that front sight on the dark of the bear. And, with Richard standing right there, like he basically had to shoot past his buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Good on the buddy for just at that point freezing.
Yeah.
Like, don't get into hysterics. Lay down. Stay down. Let the
Don't
guy with
run
the gun.
away.
Let the guy with the gun do the thing.
Why didn't the hunter have a sidearm with him?
Because they were in Canada.
Fucking snowbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, no sidearm. Okay, fine. And no bear spray either, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
that too.
this might be one of those occasions where bear spray might have worked because the bear doesn't sound like it charged the dude. It sounded like
Yeah.
it came upon him and went, "I'm going to fuck you up," and stood in front of him for, long enough for Buddy to get up there with rifle.
It was nonchalant.
You know what I think we need to bring back? The bear spear.
I didn't know a bear
See,
spear was a thing.
You can
Couldn't
bring
we
that
just
back.
use like Zulu spears and spear
No,
bears with them?
it has a flange on it. Boar spear, bear spear, same concept. Big fucking wide, long spearhead, and then
At least 12 inches, maybe 18.
a big old flange beneath that. So think like cross guard on a sword, for instance, to prevent said large, angry animal from running up the spear to kill you. However, I don't want to test my personal strength holding a bear spear against a grizzly. No
I'd rather
thanks.
have that than a
pocket knife.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than nothing for sure, but at the same time,
And if you're not going to walk through the woods with a gun, you might as well walk through the woods with a spear.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the fucking story too? Like if he actually had to use it. So I whipped out my spear.
So anyway, I start stabbing.
You just plant it in the ground and let the bear run himself onto it, just like they used to do with cavalry.
The concept of
possibility.
the bear spear was your 64 caliber muzzleloader. You could shoot the bear and it would kill it, but it would take a minute. And you still have a bear to deal with, so you carry the bear spear so you can shoot the animal and then keep it at bay while it dies.
The bear spear is a spear that has a 64 caliber bullet muzzle loaded into it, and then once you spear the bear, you can unleash the 64 caliber bullet to kill it faster.
I'm into this, except for the anti-shark knives, basically the ones that have a CO2 cartridge into them.
Oh yeah,
that, but a bigger tank and a spear. You
Splody
stab
spears.
the bear, you give him a pulmonary embolism. That's not the right terminology.
I think it is.
Maybe it is that. Either way,
An
you
embolism
inject
is an
that
air
spear full of
pocket and-
CO2. You inject said bear full of CO2, skin bear, kill bear, all at the same time.
This
Bear
just
balloon.
This sounds like a bear torpedo.
No,
Damn the bear torpedoes, full speed ahead.
no, bear torpedo is one of those. The bear traps Have you seen them where it's just it's a cylinder, and that's where you just piss off the bear, point the trap, and open the door.
Now that's where you put a grizzly bear on top of your little turtle submarine, and then you make your way slowly to the British ship. And instead of a little screw and some dynamite that you put in the British ship, you just agitate the bear so he gnaws a hole in the British ship, and he goes "Rawr, rawr, 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 rawr."
Oh, it's like that terrible torture method where they put a rat up against your chest, except it's a bear in
Oh.
a ship. Like, I say, what's that scratching sound? I don't know. It's been going on for several days. I'm uncertain.
Good heavens, there's a monstrous mammal on board.
Also, why are we lower?
Garth,
Anyway, so
Ugh.
one of the things that we can learn from this is don't hunt in Canada. They don't let you have handguns. Second thing we
I mean,
can
the
learn from this is
hunting
there's
is
other
pretty-
ways
No.
to defend yourself.
I would
No.
go hunt in British Columbia all day long because they changed their freaking rules on bear hunting. Anyway, go Dave.
I think we need 2 more states.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, bring them in.
Dave's onto
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it. Is it Alberta that's doing it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, if we're going down this
Oh,
route, I
just
want
so call it
Saskatchewan. I want Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, and Yukon.
So
Northwest
call it 4.
Territories, whatever.
Yep. 4 more stars would fit perfectly on our little flag.
I want a
Mhm.
contiguous route.
We need a
up to
contiguous land
Alaska.
border with Alaska.
Well, actually, 5 more stars would fit perfectly, but you could do the 2 up north. We could do Puerto Rico. We could do Guam. Guam's pretty cool.
They
We've
don't
got
have moose.
You're right.
I don't have moose in Puerto Rico either.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I
have
got
moose
moose knuckle down there, but
No, you beat me to it. Dang it, man.
I can't.
then
write
again-
that one down. I will, but I shouldn't.
Puerto Rican moose knuckle. Just do Puerto Rican moose. And then, going back to it, to be fair, we'd also have to kick out a state or two. Like, I vote California above all else. They seem to think they can prop themselves up. Let them fucking try.
only parts of it. There's other parts of California I want to keep.
So, like,
So we
kick
need
out
a
the coastal parts.
We need
So
a big
where
saw.
it goes like this to that, we cut off from like the little. Yeah, there.
Yep.
I was thinking basically let the
north.
San Andreas do its thing and just send them all into the fucking ocean. And
So
then
we're
we can
back to atom bombs then.
Yeah, we're back around to that firework.
What if we don't need an atom bomb? What if we just need to go down there and tickle its taint a little bit? Like, come on, San Andreas, do your thing.
And there
tickle,
you go.
tickle,
You
tickle.
do your
Well,
own
that's
thing
what you're-
again.
That's your
Rumble, rumble,
experience, not mine.
Oh, she's rumbling. She's getting close. Rumble, rumble, rumble.
senpai, tickle my fault line.
I've quit.
Why? Fucking why?
Are you asking me this? You started this nonsense.
You didn't have to.
Oh, it
Dave,
did. Did I
you didn't
not
have
have
to
to do
finish it.
this?
Dave
No.
just left. I might go with him. Next week's show might just be the two of you.
He's fine.
Puerto Rican moose knuckle, tickle my fault line.
Show title. Oh,
I
but
think.
anyway,
I think that one will actually not fly.
just Puerto Rican moose tickle my fault line.
Dave,
Uh,
save
The
me.
knuckle out of it. There is
Oh,
no
saving you. So from
Like, do
yes.
we fire these two guys?
You cannot fire me.
We're about to anyway.
You cannot.
I can
Hey.
boot.
You can do that.
See. I love that button. It's my favorite.
Whoever gave you the power, which I know was Sam.
Yes.
Yes. Raggle Fraggle in the chat says, "You're a sick man, Vince. Call me."
Are you a counselor? I'm not need that.
I think he wants a date.
Oh.
I think he wants his taint tickled.
I think he wants to go deer hunting.
Well, yeah, maybe that.
Where do
Do
we,
we
even
have-
go from here?
Do we have any reviews?
Oh,
We
fuck
do.
yeah.
Is this just where we're going to? Because
Yep.
there's nothing else to do. Because
Exactly. I am fine with going
Once
to
you-
reviews.
once you 195 miles an hour into a wall, how do you extricate yourself from this mess? You don't.
Not only did I break Sam, I broke Mike. And
I'm easy to break though.
no, that was
Like
I
low
made
bar.
I made you ask why, which was something I don't think I've heard before.
That's fair.
Yeah, normally I say.
Normally, I
ask
fucking
why.
know why.
Did I seriously fucking miss it? Like I had to go for 30 seconds and then
Oh,
I missed
man.
it.
Yeah, as soon as you got up and left, Vince made some sort of like weird Japanese weeb porn noises, and it was just
It's all over.
it was as bad as you think it was.
153 episodes, and this is it. They're going to take us off the network. The Firearms Radio Network is unrated, and they don't have any rules. But if they hear that shit, I
It's
think
like-
we're on our own.
It's like the meme about you got 3 wishes, no, but the rule is no doing this, this, or this. Like, and now there's a 4th rule.
Yeah. Wait, there's a 5th rule.
All right. Well, reviews. Should we do them, Dave? Shall I do one? Do you want to do the other one, Dave, or do you want me to do them both?
I can do
Roll Tide. You do
our-
Roll Tide, and I'll do.
Yep.
I'll do my.
My
axe.
God, I can do that.
Row Tide.
All right. So from Apple, from Tactical Gimli, who has been listening to us for a long time, he may have won our very first giveaway, which we're doing.
Since the beginning.
We're doing another giveaway here, which I'm going to be setting up here tomorrow for an optic.
Stay
Mhm.
tuned.
Don't stay tuned because I'm not going to talk about it. Just pay attention to shit.
Same Let's Go Hunt time. Same Let's Go Hunt channel.
Same Let's Go Hunt place. This
Same Let's
podcast,
Go Hunt retards.
speaking of retards, this podcast that prides itself on being the CWD of the hunting podcast world.
Valid.
If you like that kind of humor, then this show is for you. So sit back, relax, and listen to 4 guys talk over each other while spewing moist knowledge about hunting. That one was filled with lore.
the
This man knows the
CWD,
deep lore. He was there when it was written.
He's not
Yeah.
wrong.
He was
the
there. Gandalf.
CWD of hunting podcast is the epitome of what our show is.
We should get
It's
that on a
so
shirt.
correct. We should.
I
that
have,
should be a shirt.
I have the first batch of hats inbound. When I say batch, it's 4 of them.
You already bought them.
So our hats.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm going to waste them on my brothers probably.
You
That's fine.
fucking donkey.
You didn't pay for them. I did.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
No.
fair.
He-
Also,
he
I
did
don't
those
think they're
things.
going to work out because I did a big logo dead center across the front, and I'm really worried. And for all you super duper hat nerds out there, they are not.
Richardson 112 is
112s.
legit.
I don't get the hat thing personally. I don't like a hat is a freaking hat. As long as it's a mesh back snap and a snapback, I don't give a crap. Anyway, when it comes to the real ones, maybe we'll do y'all fancies Richardson hats. But I'm a little worried that the little seam right down the front and how that's going to hit because the Sasquatch's face might be right in the middle of it.
He's worried about the hat taint fucking up Sasquatch's nose.
I mean,
That's
hat
called
taint
the
would be a
fault
good-
line.
Anyway, I'm
We've
gonna get
talked
those
about
in.
this.
Tickle
We'll
it.
get some
See what
pictures.
happens.
We'll figure out what to do with them, and then we'll keep on moving from there. But in terms of shirt stuff, yeah, CWD of hunting podcasts
Mhm.
needs to be like somewhere on a shirt. Anyway, Dave,
Yes. So our buddy Chris B from Bama
Roll Tide.
sent us a review. It says, one of the funniest podcasts I listen to. We're four random idiots talk about all the crap they've done hunting, letting us learn from their mistakes and their victories. Lots of love from Alabama.
Roll Tide.
He's our 10 millimeter friend.
He is.
My condolences from Oklahoma.
Is it Roll Tide now? All soft and
Something
subtle.
like that.
Yeah.
Roll Tide, I guess.
Hey, Roll Tide. Well, Chris from Bama, he gets stickers. Tactical Gimli.
Mhm.
You need to email me at contact at lghpodcast.com, and then I will send you stickers. But as of right now, I did not keep your address, sir, because I'm not creepy.
Well, not in that way, anyway.
I mean,
You don't go to like Google Street View and look up their house and send a picture of it to them.
I'm still trying to figure out how you manage to find people's houses with no context.
on X.
I have context. It's
But-
just subtle context.
But still, Onyx shows landowners. Yes,
No.
it shows my name
No.
on my house, but
Not on X.
It's not
It's
on X, yeah.
Polaris. Because
Sorry, what?
Polaris,
Okay.
right? Polaris Ride Command is 50 state free. So
and you can just search by name.
no, you cannot search by name. You have to have some kind of relevance.
You can search by name on Onyx.
Yes, yes,
I
you
did
can.
do it once to try and find out where my sister-in-law lived because I forgot where she lived, but the property info hadn't updated yet, so I couldn't find her.
Mhm.
I was not too broken up about that.
All right. That's fair.
Anywho,
Mhm.
if
So-
y'all out there would also like to roll tide and get some stickers, leave us a review. We love reviews. Tell the rest of the world. I'm going to go back to that pitch. That might be one of my favorite pitches I randomly have ever come up with. Every review that you leave us promotes our podcast, and it knocks a legitimate, well thought out, instructional, intelligent podcast farther down the ladder. So leave us reviews, help us take over the world. Hunting podcasts should not be dull and boring. They should be more like ours.
They should have a disease.
And the disease is more cowbell.
Meat eater is the
I'm
HIV of
sorry
podcasts.
I'm sorry to tell you, you have LGH.
There is no cure. It's terminal.
Yeah, but the good news is it kills you real slow.
How is that good news?
I mean, would you rather?
You can pay me the whole time you're dying.
Better answer I was going to come up with. I've got the exit, don't I?
Yep.
All right, cool. Support the sport and take buddy hunting. If you like that buddy, tell him about our show. If you don't like that buddy, tickle his fault line.
Tickle.
Hit us up at
the
lghpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. 1, 2, 3, let's go hunt.
So you-
1, 2, 3.
What did? Oh my
I lo-
goodness, that's
I
a
love
list.
Gone darn it.
On darn it,
Yes.
several kilotons. Tiny men.
No
Piss.
tiny.
No, tiny 10, you're right. Piss. Freeze dumpling. Freeze. Oh my God, I can't talk.
Freeze
Freeze
drippings,
drippings,
shit.
meat tea, bear torpedo,
Torpedo.
Puerto Rican knuckle.
I think Puerto Rican knuckle bear torpedo.
I.
Is it the mouthful?
I'm in.
Or
wow,
Puerto Rican knuckle. Gong darn it.
Uh,
I like it.
oh
Or
wow, we should do this for the outro music. That was the exact perfect time.
Puerto Rican knuckle, several kilotons.
What a load of nonsense.
right.
Indeed.
I just